Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are located. How is everyone doing today? Oh, I forgot to change this. There we go. What everybody's used to seeing. What's
Oh,
going on,
okay.
everyone? How you doing, old man?
Great, great. How you doing,
I'm
young man?
I'm doing okay. This whole I don't even know what to call it, but it's getting a little out of line. Uh, with everybody wanting to be upset about everything. Um,
Mhm.
and basically, what I'm getting at is the double standard that's really been going on. Well, a lot more recently. It's still been a thing since before I was born, and I know that you've been around since the 1900s. Um, Basically, to give you guys some context, there was a comedian named Matt Rife on a podcast.
Mhm.
They asked him, his preferences. He talked about some of the things that he was attracted to in a woman, and basically the internet, well, not majority, but the small minority that's the loudest, was coming after him to get him canceled because basically they saw it as, he phobia
He has an
shaming.
opinion.
Yeah,
He
but
has
he
an
has a type.
opinion.
He
He
has
has
a
his
he,
preference.
he has a
I
type.
mean, he likes what he
Basically,
likes.
yeah, basically he has a type of women that he likes. So everybody's up in arms about that. Me personally, I was like, hey, he likes what he likes. It is what it is. I don't really understand it. However, the caveat to this, and something that's been talked about, and I think is picking up steam recently, is the fact that if a guy was to, basic example, what I just provided, Matt
Mhm.
Rife, is that he has his preferences, but if a woman does that, how they say, oh, I want a guy that's 6'2", makes X amount of money, this, that, and the third, all these those preferences,
Mhm.
it it's silence, crickets on that end. So I think it's kind of hypocritical to try to go after somebody who has a preference in what he wants when that has been the running thing for eons upon eons. It feels like, and I just want to know, well, what's your thoughts on this? And I'm pretty sure you probably heard a little bit about that in
I
some
didn't hear about
capacity.
that particular comedian and what was said or anything like that, but I know that people are being victimized or are being what do you say, burned to the stake, burned because of their opinion. Everybody has a right to their opinion. And if I don't like a particular thing or if I prefer a particular thing, I got the right to do that. Everyone does. And for a group, for people, it doesn't matter who it is, any group, to say that their opinion or how they feel about something overrides anybody else's opinions and thoughts and beliefs. I mean, it's like you said, hypocritical and it's not right.
Yeah, and it just, like I said, it just blows my mind the fact that there's a lot of criteria that we have to meet as men, and some
Mhm.
stuff that we don't have control over, but yet it's that checklist for
Mhm.
some women, not all. Some women have that check. Oh, you have to be X amount of height, make X amount of money, no kids, in shape, great teeth, car,
Yeah.
dental, 401k. But the minute
And what do they bring?
hey, I mean,
Oh, I'm overweight. Um, I don't have my own hair. I don't wear my own hair. Anything. I got nails this long. I got to accept that. You're saying I have to accept you for who you are, female. Just the fact that you're female, that's good enough. But you got all this checklist for the males. And if we don't meet that, then we ghost. I don't have nothing to do with you. Who do you think you are that you can even have a checklist? I'm just saying, and we can't. It's just it's double standard, and it's getting to the point where it's getting with social media and everything comes along with it that it's a trend. It's amazing. If you would think it's one or two women think that way,
Hmm.
it's like the whole all almost all think that way.
Hmm.
In some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen a good couple of other talk shows, podcasts, or whatever you want to call it, that
Hmm.
have in the space that have had some women with really great insight that
Hmm.
understand what's really going on and it's like, hey, you need to realize what you're doing before you end up being
Hmm.
alone. Because I'm starting to see, uh, and just to, I know we're getting a little bit off topic here as far as where I'm going next, but just in my era, I'm seeing a lot more of the single mothers. Like, I'm seeing a lot more single mothers, women having kids now looking for someone to, I don't know if they're necessarily looking for someone to raise the kid, but they're looking for a man to be in their life after they had the kid. So I'm feeling it's not really pressure on me, but it's just kind of like trying to weed through the grass to try and find trying to find what you my preference, you know what I mean? Like my preference for what I enjoy or whatnot. And it's just really not even really interesting. Well, it's kind of worrisome for a lot of the other single people out there that I mean, if you want to date somebody with kids, by all means.
Absolutely.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm built for that. I know I'm good with kids, but I
Hmm.
don't know if I'm built for that kind of life to try and
Right.
be with a woman that has kids by somebody else. And then if I have to deal, with all everything that comes with that. Um, but that was it's just really it's really sad in a sense that when it boils down to it, that we can't have our set way of our things that we want to see.
Our
Uh,
checklist.
well,
Our
not it's not
checklist.
even
Yeah,
really a
they got
check. We really don't have a
no,
we really
no.
don't have it. Our checklist. Let's be honest. Our checklist is very small. our check
What? I just yeah, right. We don't require much.
our
We don't
checklist is very
require much.
small.
But you ask the average woman out there, that little bit that we do require is is outrageous.
Hmm.
It's egregious. There's no way you could ask for cooperation. There's no way that you could ask for. But you got this whole checklist. We got to provide, shelter, security, all this for the man, and we got a small list. And it's like you're crazy. You can't get that. So
It's Man, it's not even. I'm just blown away at the fact that they tried to cancel this man for having a preference. I think that was the probably
that,
I
that,
think that was the craziest part of the whole thing was that the guy had a preference of what he liked in a woman, and the people who were upset about that tried to get him canceled. And that is the most egregious thing about it. Like, yeah, you could be upset if somebody has a preference. I mean, yeah, if you're attracted to him and he doesn't like you, whatever. But for the fact that you're trying to cancel the man for having a type.
it
Uh,
does. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not just that. I mean, when you say anything about have your opinion about anything these days, they want to cancel you. They want to cancel you because of sex, sexuality, um, whatever it is. They want to say that you got you have a phobia. Something's wrong with you, and that's only in my opinion. You know, I'm not. The phobias you got fear of. You frightened.
right.
It's a preference. This is what I want and what I see in my opinion. It's not a fear. I don't fear a woman. I don't fear a man. So it's not. Don't stop saying this phobia stuff behind behind a preference. It's not a phobia. I'm pretty sure these people who have a preference are not scared of the opposite sex, sexuality, whatever their sexuality they want to be. They're not scared of anyone. They just got an opinion, and now you want to throw phobia on it. as if it's fair, and it's not fair. It's an opinion and a preference.
It's not even really. I don't think they're throwing it on there as more of as a fear. I think they're more so throwing it on there to label that person like, hey, this person doesn't like X amount of people. They don't. I don't think they really think about it as a fear word. It's just to label
Oh,
somebody as. At least that's the way I see it. They're labeling
right,
somebody as they don't like a particular group, not so much that they fear that group or whatever, which goes down to the preference. If I
right.
like a set build on a woman, doesn't mean
Mhm.
I don't like heavy set women or skinny women
That's right.
or
That's right.
it's just like I have
That's
a
my preference.
if I want you, but if I want you to go to the gym with me and work out, is that what was that gym phobia? Is that if you don't want to do that, is it called gym phobia?
But it's getting to that point. Eh, You know, if you suggest something, it's almost like a man. If you suggest something, you got to watch how you suggest it. You got to how you present it because it can be taken like you said. Hey, something wrong. They want to cancel you, just like that guy. I'm pretty sure. I've never heard that interview or anything. I'm pretty sure the guy said, "I like, you know, natural hair, uh, not such long." I'm just just throwing it out there. Certain weight, certain height, or whatever.
He said
Certain skin tone.
he basically TLDR. He said he liked blonde and women with augmentation.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah, I don't care for augmentations.
That's it. That's
You know,
that's literally all he said. That's all he said for his preference, and people lost their mind because I guess he is a budding comedian. He was
mhm,
on Wildin' Out a couple years ago. Started doing
okay,
tours and stuff like that. So he's building his brand. Young guy, 21.
okay.
So he's building his brand.
Still
People
don't know anything yet, but he's learning. He's getting there. He's building it, like you said, building his brand.
right. So it just I guess people are trying to latch on to that or I don't know what everybody's agenda is. I just thought it was really interesting the fact that he said this is what I like. Let's get him. Let's get rid of him. He does.
What? Okay, so based on that, I didn't see anything wrong. Is he, uh, black or
White guy.
white
White guy.
or white guy?
Mm-hmm.
White guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Exactly. Exactly. Now you see how ridiculous this sounds.
I'm like,
Now you see how ridiculous this
what-
sounds.
okay, what should he have said? No,
I
instead
mean,
of
he tried to skirt. He was like, I don't know if I should really be talking about this, whatever, whatever.
right,
And one
right,
of his
right.
boys kept pressing him. He's like, surely you got to have a type or whatever. He's like, all right, well, I like this, in a woman or whatever. That was it. That was basically he didn't say anything.
So okay. So where did he get the backlash from? What group? What particular group?
I
Do
don't
you?
know. I don't know the group. All I know is that they were coming after him. It's it,
Well, I I don't see anything. I mean,
exactly.
what what was he supposed to say? Oh, let's say white dude. You know, I want a black girl.
And then that would have caused that
Big
probably
booty,
that look
big
if he would
booty.
have said that
You
probably would have caused
know
more
what I'm
trouble.
saying?
That probably would have caused more trouble if he said that.
That's right.
He
So
said,
what are you supposed to say? You know, it's no, but men, we're gonna have to stop this, and we're gonna have to stand up because what this has built momentum because we lay silent. We stand back. We let people just say whatever they want to say, and we just say, okay, it's just water off my back like a duck's back. Just let it roll off. And these people out there are fighting, defending, changing cultures based on their opinions and forcing it on you and making you the victim because you think differently. Man, we got to stand up. This is getting silly. It's getting silly. A white guy stays he want a pond with some augmentation. What's wrong with that? I mean, what did he say? That's out of line.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. And so it's just it's really interesting. I mean, TikTok. Don't get me wrong. TikTok's a wonderful place, and I understand we had that whole video about
Right?
the U.S. But this is where you get a lot of your information because it's direct to source. It's like, hey, this is what's going on. You know, this is what's happening. You don't have to sit there and rely on the other news outlets or anything like that. So you get firsthand. You just like,
That's right.
oh, this was going on. It's trending right now. So that was one of the things I wanted to bring to your attention to see what you thought about it because I'm sure we were pretty much on the same page. It was just I just thought it
Right.
was just silly. I was like, why, why
Why?
are you why are you coming after him because he's famous and he has a so
What- uh, in other words, he could. It didn't matter what he said. It was
exactly it really didn't
yeah,
it didn't
that's
matter.
right.
People wanted to know
And we got to realize that too. We have to realize that it doesn't matter. They're gonna find something.
exactly. I and this was something else.
Mm-hmm,
And you're probably gonna think this is silly too, or however you want to think about it. This was maybe 2 weeks ago, and this is
mm-hmm,
something kind of related, but not related at the same time. Heavyset young
mm-hmm.
lady um, was requesting that airlines make adjustments or give them extra seats on a plane because they're heavy
Mm-hmm.
set.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that as far as like just demanding that kind of adjustment be made. If you
Mm-hmm.
have the way I see it, if you have some kind of like um it's not really want to call it a disease, but a disorder, I guess, would be the
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Though I know which one it is. It's the one where like no matter how hard you try to lose weight, you can't, and then you have to have the
Right.
surgery, gastric
Right.
bypass. I believe that's what it is.
Right. Right.
I can understand catering for that, but if you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to work out and you let yourself go, and then you're making a demand to have things changed to cater to you, despite
That's
despite despite other people
that's
that
the
are
new age. That's the
despite other
new
people
age.
that are on the plane. Like I just wanted to throw that out there to you
Yeah.
because I talked about this with some of my other friends and we were
Mm-hmm.
just like, no. Like why would we do that? Like if unless you have what I stated earlier or something like that,
Right.
why? Why would the airline do that? Because you're gonna inconvenience somebody else.
No, buy two seats. Buy the one. You purchase the seat, your seat, and the one beside
They
you,
didn't want
and
to
lift the
no.
arm up, and you
No,
can
they
do.
were demanding
Look,
that the seats be provided to them for them. That's what it, yeah. They were demanding that they be provided an extra seat on the airline. And I'm sure that fat phobia or one of those words would have came out at some point when
well, they have to do is give them the look. Like, really, it's bad. Uh, It's to the point where people can ask for something like that and don't see that might need to do some things to change.
right.
They want people to accommodate them, whatever state they're in. It's you know, this is your generation, man.
It's not just my generation. It's not just my generation. It's a culmination of
think of
of a lot of different things together.
well, think of a society that whatever you think is right, that everybody else should do it and accept it.
Hmm.
Just obviously, that lady feels that way. That she can ask the airlines to accommodate her or others like her,
Hmm.
and they should do it. They should. I mean, really, they should do it. Hands down. If they don't do it, there's something wrong with the airline. Just like when we, when people don't agree or disagree with something, they're the bad guys. That's what we're coming into now. That's where we're at. Go, you know. She could go to the gym, get on a diet plan or something. And like you said, sometimes it's health issues that you just can't get around it. Um, but you might have to buy two seats. But the airlines are not responsible for your weight gain or weight loss.
Hmm.
Just like I'm not, no one's responsible for what my preference are. Like it's whatever I pick, whatever I like. So to demand somebody else to accept that, it's just ridiculous. And we're getting to that society, and it's being nurtured, and laws are being put in place. People are losing their jobs, people are losing their careers based on that mindset, and it's crazy.
Right.
Just like that guy, he's because he got a preference. Just and the airlines want to be boycotted now because they don't accommodate overweight people.
Well, like I said, the only thing I can see them accommodating for is if you actually have like
Medical, that's
medical
right.
documentation. If you choose
Other
to,
than case of the laziness, no, go
right.
ahead.
If you
Rare
choose
disease.
if you choose to live that life, that I
Mhm.
mean that's kind of
Mhm.
on you. Like I'm all
Yep,
for people trying to express their beauty however they want to express it, whatever.
that's right.
Um, but you got to understand that the expectations and or consequences that come with that expression. So if you want to be big and beautiful, there might be some things you might not be able to do if you're big and beautiful. That's just
Yeah,
how it is.
I want to point something out. Uh, thanks some singer Lizzo
Hmm.
in the Lakers game
Hmm.
had a thong on and twerked during the game. That's all I had to say.
I mean, you don't want to
That's
expand on that. You just did. You basically that your preference was you didn't want to see that.
that's
Basically,
right.
okay.
That's right. And it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been seen.
Mm.
And it's things like that. But if you don't, let's say I disagree with that, and you know, I speak out about that. I can get backlash for that.
Depending on where you
But
post it. I mean, if you go to
that's right.
if you go to Twitter, you're pretty much guaranteed to get some kind of flack or canceled or something like that because they're quick to do it over
But
there.
the thing is, just relating back to the airplane,
Hmm.
she's proud of her weight. I mean, which that's her preference. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for people who love being that size. I'm happy for people who love being small. I'm happy for people who love being medium. But if I choose to think differently, be happy for me too. That's all I'm saying. You love you, I love me. I got my mindset. This is what I think. You think what you think, and we just keep it moving. But you don't force me to say, "Oh, that looks great," when it when it really doesn't.
Hmm.
Certain things just look certain ways on certain other people than other people.
Okay. I mean, well, and speaking of, I guess continuing on preferences, this is more so what's been going on. I'd say the past year and a half, but something happened just recently. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
YouTubers, TikTokers, social media kids, been going around pranking people. Um, and so with this instance, the person was explaining to the YouTuber that he didn't want
Mm-hmm.
to be followed. His preference, right? Didn't want to be followed. Stop following me. Man followed him for about 60 to 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Dude got mad, shot him. Shot the prankster. Prankster was in the hospital. He's okay. Shot him
Okay.
in the abdomen. Um, but basically, I don't know how I feel in this situation, but I kind of like in my morals it says yeah the he shouldn't have shot him, But the other
Mhm.
side of me is like, you should have known better. The dude was asking you not to follow him and do all this other stuff, and yet you kept poking the bear. You kept poking the bear, and
Was this literally following him in a vehicle,
no, following
or
him
is
like
this following him online?
it was following him like in the mall. He was following him in the shopping mall. Following
Okay,
him in the
okay.
shopping mall for 60 to 90 seconds. Dude told him to stop following him, leave me alone. Like repeatedly told him to leave him alone. And the dude, if you're gonna pull a prank, it's cool. It has to be like an obvious kind of thing. You can't just sit there and like stalk somebody to try and do a prank. Like it has to be like you see something hanging when you're walking down, and like, oh, okay,
Right, right,
that
right.
doesn't belong there, like that kind of thing. But when that occurs, it's kind of one of those. It's kind of those two sides. You're just like your morals, just like, yeah, he shouldn't have shot him, but then the other side is just like, hey, he warned you, bro. Like you got what you deserved in that situation because you don't know what he's going through. So I didn't know how to feel about that, but that was another thing that happened pretty recently, and I just wanted to because I don't know if you know about this whole era that's going on with the pranks and stuff like that.
I've seen the pranks. I've
Mm.
seen the pranks, and I've seen some of them that just cross the line. But hey, they get the views, they get that's what they want. Sometimes pranks go wrong. I mean, I wouldn't 90 seconds, following somebody to take their life because they following you.
I mean, but he did
They
want
they're not
he
showing a threat. They're not showing a threat. I'm just saying, if you really want to address it, why don't we address it man to man?
I mean, he told the
Like
dude
if
he
you,
told the dude to stop following him
but
multiple times. I'm just saying he gave him ample warning. You don't
I
know
get it. I get it.
you don't know what that person's going through
Did he get
mentally.
arrested?
Yeah,
Did he
yeah,
get
yeah,
arrested?
yeah. The guy got
Okay.
arrested.
See, is it
Guy,
worth it? Was it worth
it
it?
may have been to him. We don't know. We don't know.
But you get my point.
Oh,
You
I
get my point.
understand.
Now it's
That's why I said you
legal.
have those two morals. Like you have the one side, hey, you shouldn't have did that, but then the other side is like you got what you deserve. Like my man didn't do anything wrong. Let him go. He told the man stop following him. But laws
But
are
the person they do have the right to walk the mall. And
yeah,
listen, I've been places where not trying to follow someone,
but he was
but we end up you kind of
it
end
was
up
blatant
okay.
following though. It wasn't like he's just walking around. No, he was blatantly following him. And the dude was just like, hey, you need to like leave me alone. I don't want to be part of any. I don't want to be a part of this. Whatever, whatever. Like take a hint.
Whatever prank you're doing,
Yeah,
whatever
I
you're
don't want to
doing,
be.
just get.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of it.
I mean, I've heard of people pranking and making it like a robbery scenario, and then the person got shot and killed
Hmm.
because the person really thought somebody was getting, robbed or their life was in jeopardy. So when you're out there, hey, you take that chance,
Hey, it was his
and you don't know who you playing with. You don't know people.
that part.
You don't know.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like you don't know that part.
You don't know.
That was his preference. You see what happens when you when you mess with somebody's preference. Hey, I'm just
That's
saying.
right.
I'm just saying it comes full circle. Hey, it comes full
Got the
circle.
warning. You got the warning, and you didn't take it.
Like I said, you have those two pillars, and I'm more on the side of hey, he warned you, you messed around, you found out, basically.
That's right. You could be wrong, or
Right.
you could be dead right. You
Exactly.
could be dead wrong. You're dead. Because that guy could have killed him.
Right.
I'm glad he's all okay, but now you ruined two lives. His life has changed. The one who got shot for a prank,
Right.
and the guy who shot him, his family, his livelihood could be changed drastically after that. So
Right. So
not
there
playing out here.
it's still ongoing what's happening as far as
Right.
the case, but I think they're trying to charge him with the like a couple of lesser crimes or whatnot. Um,
But he gotta go to court. That's cost
yeah.
money. All that is
I'm
it's
just
it's a
saying his preference was leave me alone. That was his preference. Leave me alone. I don't want to be
that's right.
bothered. And you see what happens.
Use somebody else. Find somebody else
Yeah,
to prank.
exactly.
Why me? Find somebody else. Yeah, yeah. And then now with stand your ground, conceal carry, you don't know what people have. It's just when you blow the horn in traffic, you just wave, act like it's friendly, even though you're trying to tell them to move.
Right.
Oh, shoot, but they don't shoot first. People just a fuse is that long. That guy fuse was 96 seconds long.
It was more than 90 seconds because he told the dude to stop following him. So, I mean, stop following me. That's what about a second, second and a half. So maybe about 100 seconds. I would say. I mean, I don't really know, but I'm just saying he warned him, and I see that happen way too often when somebody warns you, stove is hot, don't touch the stove. I'm gonna touch it anyway. I burned myself. Well, see what you did.
Pranks going up to people calling them boy. You seen that boy prank, boy? Get that boy? Oh God, that's yeah. Sometimes he gets hit. Somebody punch him before he can tell him it's a prank.
Right.
But you got to realize you taking that chance. So, but he gets the views. They get the views. I guess that guy got the views he wanted, even though he got
I
shot.
don't even know if they posted the video. I have to go look and see if they posted the video,
Mhm.
but I'm sure YouTube probably like took it down or something. I mean, especially the fact that the dude got shot. I don't think you mess
That's right.
around in that in that instance with letting that let him continue to profit off of that.
Mm.
But yeah, all in all, my preference is my preference. Shouldn't be ridiculed or crucified or canceled for it. Like everybody has a preference, and I think
Everybody has a right to it. I mean, that's what we're here. That's America. That supposedly it's changing, but yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have the right to your opinion.
exactly.
Uh,
But yeah, I just wanted to quick week rapid fire, a couple of things that were going on the past week and a half, 2 weeks that I wanted to bring up. Just get your opinion on it because I know your time in the sun was a lot different. You didn't have social media.
yeah,
You
right.
you had to hold coat over the puddle and hold the hand and walk them across and everything like that. You know.
Respect. We had respect.
Mm,
It's gone out the window now. It's just everybody feels they deserve respect, even though they hadn't earned it. So
yeah. But we hope you, like I said, this was a short week.
yes,
Hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Next week is going to be his week, so
great week
snooze
next week.
fest. But you all take care. If you
Take care.
make sure you like, subscribe. If you have anything to say in the comments, I'll try to get to them as they
Yeah.
come along. I know people saying that they had issues with the comments, but I think we got that situation
Mhm.
that have been posted on videos the past couple of weeks. So I think we're good.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you have anything to say, post in the comments. I'll try to get to it when I can. Other than that, we'll see you next week. And we are out of here, everybody. Later.
Peace.